It's been quite a long time since Gear Chronicle came to standard with the Answer of Truth. But now, after all these years, it's finally our time. Thus begins our next stage. What's up everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gear Corner here on the channel. Your one-stop guide to everything and anything Gear Chronicle. Today we're going to be doing a set review of the support that came out of the Nextage, the extra booster based around the Tri-3 clans, Alt-Mile, Fan Service, and your boy. This playset was provided to me by Monster Games, local shop, link will be down below. This usually does a lot of release stuff like this for clan sets, and should totally sponsor me if the channel ever blows up. And speaking of sponsors, real quick shout out to my Patreon TCG player at Skyridge Games. It will be down below, of course. I like to keep my shop updated at least once a week in terms of pricing and updating products, so if there's ever anything that you see from openings on this channel that I don't need, or just any bigger stuff you want, let's go back to the channel towards stuff like getting this clan set, towards things like product opening, planning trips for once I can eventually go to amusement parks, more helpful stuff like the tripod and computer I recently got to help me film and things. That's all I'll say about it though. On to the video. As always, if you enjoyed, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. I think it's all three things. Ring the bell, I guess. Real quick, one of the things they started doing in this set is now they're giving away these little dice as box toppers. So they have the Royals, New Nectar, and of course Gear Chronicle, which of course I had to get one. Boom. As for the review itself, let's go ahead and start looking at a couple of what I think are more underrated cards in the set. Interdimensional Beast, Isolate Lion, and Steam Maiden Eglisa. Let's go ahead and go over the Lion first. He is a grade 4 rare for the clan that has two abilities. First, when placed, you can check your top card and call it to rearguard circle, and then an act once per turn skill, you retire rearguard, search your deck for a grade 3, and call it to rearguard. Then shuffle your deck and use +5. These are two really good abilities. First of all, his on place is just free real estate. Costless, call a card top of deck, boom, +1. And even if you hit something like a trigger or a perfect guard, you just instantly go into the second ability, pop it off, search for a grade 3. That seems a little mediocre, but remember we do have things like the Chronojet that has a rear guard ability to have guard restrict, as well as things like the Entertainment Colossus from last set that gives you that ability to give you a field battle door. So he lets you change a lot of cool things. I think it's a very underrated card, probably a tech one of in a lot of decks. Really good, especially if like budgeter, first turn, and Chronojet. Onto our lovely Eglisa. First of all, look at her heart. I just love it. Like, beautiful Steam Maiden. She's got the gear wings, cool big gun. It's neat. As for her effects, she is of course Force Skiff, all that fun stuff. And once per turn, you could drop a card from your hand, search for a grade 4, ride a stand, shuffle your deck, then at the end of turn, retire that unit and write a grade 2 from your soul or drop zone at rest. This may seem a little familiar. To all you guys that remember like Lost Legend, Chronofang, Chronojet. She's a strider. Really cool! You do have to ride a grade 2 unfortunately instead of grade 3, but you know what happens with that? You just ride a grade 3 next turn and you could ride from drop zone in case you had to soul blast something. You know, that whole first part of the sentence where it says discard any card instead of discard a grade 3 or greater, like anything. So yeah, you're not going to immediately plus into like a Nextage or a Mystery Flare or something like that, but you could stride first turn, maybe go into the Kitty Cat, do a cool combo off that, and you just plus. Like, it's really good in Premium 2 for the grade 2 game, and there's just lots of combos, lots of potential like that with this card. Really cool, and of course it is a Steam Maiden, so waifu material. Speaking of Steam Maidens, look who's back. It's Maylene. And she brought her friends, and made a new friend. This card never existed in Premium. These three cards all effectively have variations of the exact same skill, where on rearguard or vanguard for these two, when they attack, you could kind of last one, check your top 7 for a copy of one of the other cards. So like, if you're on melee, check for one of these guys, or this checks for those two, so on and so forth. And then you call that rest and shuffle your deck. If you happen to have the other ones, so if you have these two and you search for this guy or whatever, then you could call the card at stand. This is, I think, their attempt at time limit standard for now. There are a couple cool combos in premium where like you could use this with the premium version of that to basically call her out at rest and do her thing. Overall, this is gonna be a deck on its own, just a mini time leap. We have to work on it. It is interesting that we're getting him as a grade 3 with Force Gift. So it means you can ride this and do a deck based around these two while just chilling on him. It is back. I remember back when this card first came out, I used to take these as trade-ins and eventually became one of the famed Elite Four, and that got banned, or limited. On to the main attraction. It's your boy, the Nextage, the evolution. I have 2 SBRs, could not unfortunately pimp out my SP pack yet, but you know, we'll crack some boxes in the future, see what we'll get. Anyways, this is the Stride for Chronojet. Chronodragon Nextage, Chronojet Dragon. Pretty easy to make that connection right there. Let's just appreciate this art real quick, because I am in love with how much it pops. The gold border. Let me just get out one of the normal ones real quick. Here is the normal version, what he looks like normally. And I compare that real quick. See, much larger picture with full arts. And those borders just look really nice. Anyways, back to the skill that he has. So, at the end of a battle that this card attacks, grade 3 or greater Vanguard, if your soul has a Chronojet Dragon in it, then you're able to discard 2 cards from your hand, retire this unit, and rewrite a Chronojet from your soul at stand. Then until the end of turn, this unit gets plus 15 and you cannot ride. Is you that familiar with the original Nextage? This is literally the same card. After it attacks, you discard 2, rewrite Chronojet from soul. The only difference is this time instead of you having a GB2 skill, because you're going to be going boom boom off Stride, you're now going into your Wolfang Chronojet that has his guard restrict ability, where he gets plus 5 and your opponent cannot assemble. So between those 2 skills, you're effectively going to give Chronojet plus 20, which means he'll be swinging at minimum, like not including gifts or anything, at minimum a 33 with guard restrict. That's pretty cool. And once again, I just said the word gift. You get a gift because you're rewriting your Chronojet. Oh, I just saw a shot on that. This whole video is just about to be like me looking at the art of Nextage and just it's beautiful. Chronojet also got a couple other support cards. First of all, the grade 3 Steam Fighter Ballier. He's Vanguard or Rearguard. When placed, check your top 7 for a Chronojet, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you can add a Chronojet, he gets plus 10 until end of turn. Not bad. It's a free search on ride or on call. Plus 10 makes him a 23 beater, which is nice. The only thing is, this is a grade 3 in a deck, but you have to ride a specific grade 3, and you don't have room for text because there's things like this. So it's not bad. Like I can see it as one of or something. I for now don't know if there's gonna be room for him. Next up, we got their Stride Fighter. This is Steam Breath Dragon Retrained, and he has 2 skills. First, I'll go ahead and read his bottom one because it's literally the same thing for every one of these kind of cards. Where, when placed, you can check your top 5 cards, reveal up to 1 grade 3, and add to your hand. Then, if you did, discard a card. Cool, grade 3 searcher. That's every clan is now getting these, and this one for Gear Chronicle, and it's Steam Breath Dragon. And his second ability, which they all have something similar, his is during your turn, if you discard a card from your hand, you get plus 5. Gear Chronicle likes to discard. He's 13 for no reason. If you use his first skill, you get a plus 5. If you stride ever, you get a plus 5. Really good card. I like it. What also discards is this. Oh, I would argue this is like one of the best cards in the set right now. Smoke your Dragon. 2 whole skills. The first one is when your attacks a Vanguard, it gets plus 5 until end of turn. If you're at a grade 4 this turn, you can still last one to draw a card. Neat. 15k lets you draw a card. And the more important one, continuous on Rearguard. If your Vanguard is Chronojet Dragon, like it always should be, then when you discard a card from your hand, you may always count the discarded card as a grade 3. You know how you strive by discarding grade 3s? In like standard or premium or anything? You just always do that forever. For free. And this breaks things in half, like Chrono Piece from the last set where you get to draw a card and you discard it. A couple cards I'm about to show you that are discard support. And this just makes the whole deck Stride Fodder. That's literally just free value. So good. 4 of in every deck, 5 of if you're allowed to, or if you play Buddy Fight. Speaking of discard effects, we also have a couple of support cards for discard. First of all, I do want to go over Doo, a Steam Breaker. I love her art, first of all. Like, I've always been a fan of dual wielding swords whenever I make characters, so. Twin Blade Waifu. Love it. Her skill's pretty basic. During your turn, if you discard a card from your hand, all the units in the same column gets +5. Cool. +5 to everything in the column is effectively a +10 to the column itself. Or if you just if you have, like, say Steam Breath in front of this, just for example, Smokier, then you could say boom +5, boom +5. He's suddenly a 25k attacker. For free. And this is continuous, so anything you place there in front of it will activate it. It's also useful in premium for something like a time late build where you can just continuously call cards and attack with them. Just have her chill out behind wherever your time loop column is and just get big attacks. Really cool card. I'm not sure where there's room in the main build, but I do like it a lot. Card I don't like as much, even though I should, is Steam Fighter Shooting. Goes pew pew pew. Shootil. That's an L. When discard from hand, you can Soul Blast 1. Until the end of your turn, your opponent cannot call grade 2 or greater cards from hand to guard. This is good in one matchup only, and that is Dimension Police, and that's because they have grade 3s that they can guard with at 10k shields. Other than that, they're stopping their 5k Guardians. I guess it restricts a little bit, but there are better options for guard restrict. Shaboom! I'm just going around in a circle. So we got Steam Cook Shaush, who is cooking us a lovely meal. What's she making? Us? That's some octopus. Octopus hot dogs. And eggs. I won't eat that. When it attacks, you can discard a card from your hand. It gets +10. Pretty basic, 18k attacker. Once again, you give it +5 off various things. And you still run force markers, so you can still have her shot on one of them. 28k for free. Next up, we got Gear Dragon. The 8k for the original sets, which Smokier is I don't know if I mentioned that as the original 10k. Which is weird because if you saw my Trideck videos, link down below, then you know that in those decks we got a 10k and an 8k, which were effectively the retrades of the original 10k and 8k. These were done for Gear Chronicle, which are in the main set. And the cards we got from Gear Chronicle in that set have nothing to do with it. I think they're both manga cards. His effect now is, when it's discarded from your hand during your turn, you can Soul Blast 1, pop a rear guard in the front row. Neat, spot removal. Pretty cool. I mean, like I said, you get the plus off the smoke here. So say you're using him to stride his cost. Shaboom, pop a dude. I'm not sure if there'll be room because there are other options from the past set, but he is there, and he can do some cool stuff. These lovely two ladies, the Steam Rider, and when she boosts, if your Vanguard's grade 4, draw a card, then discard a card from your hand. Nice, it cycles you a little bit. That's about all. You just cycle during battle phase. Because you do get more drive checks off of Nextage and draw cards off that, so it helps you generate some advantage. Steam Maiden, Steam Breaker. She's got a little freaking chainsaw sword. That's pretty cool. And when she attacks, you can drop a card from your hand with grades equal grade 3 or greater. So basically striding, aka that. And when you do, this gets +15 till end of turn. Very meh card. I don't know if you're ever gonna have that situation or that grade 2 space. But if you do want to attack her or play her, she's effectively a 25k attacker, which is not that bad at all. Along with new stride fodder, grade 3 searcher, every claim is also getting a new perfect card. And theirs is Heart Thump Worker. Now, these ones are to differentiate them as two things. First of all, your boy's a crit. So you have critical symbols, you could effectively run a 16 critical deck if you want to. And instead of having that perfect guard ability where you could drop a card from hand to nullify the attack, these guys have 30,000 shield. So, not much to say about it, the option's there, but you can now run 30k Guardians instead of running perfect guards. So you have 16 crits. Of course, we still remember that Lost Legend is the original build for this, the whole Bind Chronicle thing. Bind Chronicle. So we have two new Bind Chronicle cards. The Steam Performer, who's playing the sax, giving us a lovely sax solo on a gear sax. There's gonna be a gear band. I'm gonna make a gear band deck. Rear guard, when your Vanguard is attacked, bind a card from your hand, move this to circle, and it gets +5 guard. So bind one from your hand, 15k shield. Effectively guards as a trigger. Not too bad. Then we got your boy, the Steam Engineer Imta. who says that when its attack hits, you can bind this card, draw a card, and bind a card from hand. Yeah, it's a weird target, but you're effectively getting a +2 in your bind zone plus whatever card you want from your hand in bind zone. So you're effectively +2ing in bind to get your grade count up a lot higher, a lot faster. Not bad. The only bad thing about him is that he is an on hit, which your opponent could easily guard. And of course, you have 10 billion good options for your grade 2 slots. And the final 3 cards, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, I counted backwards. 3 commons that are just generic supports. I'll start with Steam Digger Halbum. He's another vanilla for the deck, which, you know, Zazon or whatever. But he's just their generic 3k, 5k with a critical of 2. Not much to say about this, but once again, force deck. Put that on a force marker, you suddenly have a 13k swing for no reason. It's okay. You got this adorable teddy bear. Oh, so cute. A Scowling Gearbear, and he has effect that's when your opponent's Sentinel is placed on guardians from their hand. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards that's not being attacked, retire it, and give him +5. It's great because this doesn't apply for when this attacks, it applies for when anything attacks this turn, and it applies for any Sentinel, so that will include things like this. That will include your Cycle Perfect guard's hand, that if you're going up against a Protect deck, then it counts against that. And it just gives you a free retire skill. So once again, it is a giftless card, which question mark, but that's not a bad option as a Tech 1 of. And oh wait, he's a grade 3! Remember that card I said at the beginning that calls grade 3s out of deck? Combos. That might be a fun budget to build. Yeah, the Teddy Bear Doom, I love him. And the final card also belongs in the Steampunk Marching Band. This is Steam Performer Lagab. And his skill is when its attacks hits 8 Vanguard, stand it, and it can no longer attack the Vanguard this turn. He tries. He tries really hard. Him being a 9k I could accept because, once again, force markers, so you can see swing 19, then 19, whatever. But I feel like they just, I mean, they did it this way because he's a common, but I feel like you guys go backwards. Since most of the time you would want to use him first to clear out a rear guard so you could attack the Vanguard. But now it's not only an on-hit to resand, which is automatically a no-no, but he's also an on-hit to resand backwards, whereas you'd be wanting to use him first to, say, pop a rear guard and then restand. But now you have to actually hit the Vanguard in the face in order to actually attack a rear guard. They tried. They could have done it better, but they tried. You did alright. You'll be in the marching band. And final support is not really support, but I just want to show these off because they're box toppers as well. You get these cool new gift 2 markers. One for all the Q4 clans. I don't know if I'll use any of them, but they look nice, so I might use this in my protect deck. So that was my review of the new support in. Come on, so anyways, that was the new Gear Chronicle support from our booster pack, the Nextage. Let me know in the comments what your favorite card is from the set. What are some strategies that you want to do? I'm definitely working on a Nextage deck post-haste. I have several other things in my head. And one thing I do want to start doing is start using every single card in a deck. So I don't care about the not main cards that are run. I'm going to find a way to run those, even if it's just a generic budget deck. Comment down below what do you guys think about the set? What's your favorite clan in here? Of course, I got my Gear boys, so I have to go with them. But I mean, there's some other cool stuff. Like I like some of the alt-mod cards. Definitely put them in my blasters. Until next time, this has been yet another episode of Gear Corner, and always embrace the infinite. Always comment, rate, subscribe. YouTube algorithm. See you guys next time.